beyond ATC connected.
All right, welcome back to the channel today. We're happy to report that we've gotten our audio situation cleaned up a little bit. I spent the last hour or so just rummaging through some old storage items and was able to find the AKG C3000 mic that I hadn't been using for a while. Bought it around 25 years ago. It's been sitting in storage for at least the last 20. And hooked it up to our DAC that we had. I have a MOTU M2 that also was kind of sitting around, but I realized after making some of these recordings and putting them up on YouTube that the sound just didn't sound as clean and crisp as I wanted it to. So we're giving this a try today for the first time. Let me know how you think these recordings sound now with the new mic. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll do a quick flight again for you today. Something nice and short. From Fukuoka to Kumamoto is what we're looking at here. Weather might be a little bit inclement, but let's take a look. Do see some clouds over both airports here, so zoom on in and we'll park it here at gate 10. All right, we'll go with the live flight conditions and go ahead and start flight. So go ahead and reset Volanta over here. Let's pull down our flight plan from SimBrief. Pull up the briefing panel. All right, there we go. Also want to make sure that the frame rate doesn't drop significantly after putting on the DAC. We are recording via OBS, but we're adding some compressor, equalizer, and also noise suppression to try to keep the room noise and the ambient noise to a very minimum. So right now we're still seeing FPS at around 60. Looks good. So we'll see how the simulator also responds to this, whether or not there are any sort of issues with having the additional audio equipment. Looks like there's a little bit of this like delay that we're seeing here. I don't know if that's something new. Let me go ahead and just put my mouse back onto the simulator. It seems to happen if I move my mouse away. Now it looks a little better. Okay, let's go ahead and get ready to fly. Let's see. Panning around, we're around 50 frames per second. If we leave it idle, it looks like it climbs back up to about 57. So that's good. Let's just take a quick walk around. I'm going to go ahead and turn my controller on. Let's see what this does. 44 during the walk. So far so good. 56 now. Let's just get a little close up to the engine here. Nice detail on the screws. Let's take a look inside our nacelle here. No bird damage or anything. Looks good. Let's take a quick look up front. The nose gear. All right, everything checks out. Let's go ahead and pop ourselves into the cockpit here. Shift C.
ご案内いたします。飛行機は間もなくドアを閉め出発いたします。お早めにお座りくださいますようお願いいたします。
Okay,
Ladies and gentlemen, we will close doors soon. Please be seated as soon as possible. Thank you.
Boarding completed.
Sorry, I messed with the sim settings earlier, so we had invalid state. Alright, let's go ahead and get our aircraft turned on. Let's go overhead here. Up to the top, we'll turn the battery on. Okay. Oh, that was not good. Did not mean to bump into the microphone there. Sorry about that. Hopefully that doesn't make too much noise. Alright, let's turn the emergency exit lights. Set that to armed. We'll go ahead and throw the guard manually. Turn ground power on. Okay. Work our way up to the top here. A little hard to see. Set the IRS to align on both sides, and then go ahead and set nav. Bring our view back down, and we'll turn the aft fuel pump on. Go ahead and get APU started. Make sure that our position is set to steady. Turn wing and wheel well and logo on for the heck of it. Let's turn cabin utility lights on. Cabin util switch, sorry. Galley's now powered up. While we're here, let's go ahead and turn the yaw damper on. Alright, let's go ahead and get boarded. Our flight today, we're still using the repositioning flight number, but we'll go ahead and load passengers. Why not? So the gear was out of state here. Let's go ahead and request boarding. Should get rid of the stairs. Okay, hopefully this sound doesn't sound too bad. I'm trying to record my voice over the outside engine noise. Hopefully the sound level should be okay. In the meantime, let's go ahead and poke ourselves down to the FMS. Let's go to FMC. We'll do our position init. Next page, GPS left. Pull that in. And let's take a quick look over at our electronic flight bag.
Boarding requested.
Yes. Okay, so it's a quick departure out of Fukuoka. We'll swing out to the northwest and then make a 180-degree turn back down southeast, and then we'll go out slightly west and then come back in to the northeast to land in Kumamoto. At least that's the plan. Let's go ahead and let's keep ourselves on the performance tool page, get ready for that. Alright, click on route, and sure, why not? Crew. Okay, and then sim brief route. We're going to go from RJFF to RJFT. We'll set payload, fuel. And that is really strange that this is like the 4th time that we've heard the GSX getting ready to take off, like push back for departure, yet we only started boarding, so I don't know if that's a bug. I'll have to take a look at that. Let's go ahead and load. Let's take a quick look at the GSX. It says boarding crew. We haven't pushed this. Okay. It's very strange. Okay. Let's let this finish. In the meantime, let's go ahead and go down to our radio stack, turn VHF 1 on. Why is that not working? Wow, I'm getting really bad frame rates all of a sudden. I can't click on this. Let's go back to default for a sec. Let's go outside. Okay, something was really chewing up my CPU there. You can see this wobble up at top here. Let's dive back in. Okay, now VHS working. Okay, now that we're recovered, let's go over to Beyond ATC. Let's just listen in on the ATIS real quick.
Variable between 320 degrees and 040 degrees. Visibility 10 kilometers or more. Q class 2,500 feet. Scattered 3,500 feet. Broken 6,000 feet. Temperature 33 degrees.
It's hot outside.
6 degrees.
33.
QNH1008. Visibility 4,000 meters. Light thunderstorms. Rain. Mist. Landing runway 16 left. Departing runway 16 left. 16 right. Transition level 140. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Charlie.
Sorry, my left EFIS has died on me again. Let's go ahead and just recycle that using SimMap Pro. Hopefully this works. Sure that the right side's working. Okay.
Visibility 10 kilometers or more. Q class 2,500 feet. Scattered 3,500 feet.
And she said altimeter 1006.
Temperature 33 degrees. Dew point 26 degrees. QNH1008. Visibility 4,000 meters. Light thunderstorms. Rain. Mist. Landing runway 16 left. Departing runway 16 left. 16 right. Transition level 140. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Charlie.
Charlie, okay. Fukuoka delivery, All Nippon 5541, requesting IFR to Kumamoto Airport. We have information, Charlie.
Fukuoka delivery, Fuji Dream 204, Ember 175 short, with information Charlie, 85, request IFR clearance to Matsumoto. Fuji Dream 204, Fukuoka delivery, thanks for Charlie, clear to Matsumoto Airport via Yokato 6 departure, MOTU transition, runway 16 left, climb via Shido to 2 flight level 200, Squawk 4651. Clear to Matsumoto Airport via Yokato 6 departure, build transition, runway 16 left, climb via seat to flight level 200, Squawk 4651, Fuji Dream 204. Fuji Dream 204, lead back correct. Contact ground 121 decimal 8 fan ready for push OR start. Ground 121 decimal 8 when ready, Fuji Dream 204.
Wonder if they picked up my transmission or not.
おはようございます。この飛行機はスターアライアンスパートナーズのコードシェア付け、機長は小峰、チーフパーカーは青山でございます。キャビンには3名の客室乗
Okay,
務員が
Roger. Cleared to Kumamoto Airport via 16 left and the
まも
Kurume
なく
5
非常用
departure
設備をご案内いたします。
with a Yamak transition. We'll climb to 6,000 feet and squawk 6302, All Nippon 5541.
Welcome aboard ANA, a member of Star Alliance. This is a code-share flight with our Star Alliance partners. The captain in command of this flight is Naoki Komine, and the chief purser is Mira
Okay, we'll
Aoyama.
contact ground when ready to push back. Thank you. All Nippon 5541.
And we hope that you enjoy your flight with us. Thank you.
Sorry about that. We'll contact ground on 121.7 when ready for pushback. Thank you. All Nippon 5541. Okay. Let's get the flight plan loaded in again. Gonna try something different here with talking to the ATC directly myself, so I'm gonna be doing both the piloting and the co-pilot activities today. Go ahead and request performance initialization. Okay, go ahead and load that in. Let's check our departure. Cleared for 16 left on the Kumamoto 5. Yamek transition, I don't see that here, but it's probably already part of the standard instrument departure. Let's go back to arrival. Let's go to our Kumamoto. Is going to be a direct via MISMI. Looking at 07, so let's do ILS 07. Just leave that blank. Let's go into our legs page. There is Yamek. Perfect. And then there's the discontinuity. Let's clear that with Omuta. There's MISMI. Enoch runway 07. Okay. Looks good. Let's load our range rings. By now you probably know what these are for, so I won't have to repeat that. Let's check our cruise altitude. Looks like 12,000 feet. That's what we need to set. We'll go ahead and set that on our overhead here. Unable to do cruise altitude. Okay, well, let's see what we do get. We may have to go a little bit further out in order to get to that altitude. But it is such a short flight that we're probably just not going to be able to hit that. Runway altitude is 650 feet, so let's go ahead and set that. Alright. 650 on the landing altitude is set. Let's go back to FS actions, sorry, init ref. Okay, let's do our N1 limits here. Okay. We're on the 16 left, and we're going to import that. Runway conditions are dry. Let's pull this in and import the weather. Okay, calculate. Alright, cell temp today will be 45 degrees. We'll do a derated takeoff 2. And the N1 limit is 89.4 here. I've got 90.2. Looks fine. Takeoff page set flaps 5. Center of gravity is 23.9524, resulting in a trim of 5.25. Let's go to the next page. Our runway winds are 310 at 6. Set. Dry runway conditions. Okay, resulting QRH. Let's see, we've got 138, 139, 142. I've got 137, 139, 142. Let's go ahead and set that. So we got that down here. We'll set 142 up in our autopilot. Okay. Recycle flight directors. Master on my side. Go ahead and set the runway heading. Okay. We are on a standard instrument departure, so as always, we'll go ahead and set LNAV, VNAV, auto throttle. Range ring is set to 10. Let's just make sure that our traffic rings are turned on. We'll be, I think everything else looks okay. Alright, let's go down to FS actions. We'll go to ground services, get ready to release ground power. Let's just scroll up here. Okay, we're ready to switch over to APU on our gen. Turn on the remaining 3 fuel pumps. We're not using center tank today. And let's go ahead and turn our no smoking and fasten seatbelt lights on. Okay, we'll also set window heat. Let's do the quick overheat test. Reset that. Let's turn pro heats on. Turn our hydraulic pumps on. everything else looks good. Let's go ahead and turn the wing and wheel well lights off here, and should be good to go. Okay. Fukuoka ground, all Nippon 5541, ready to push and start. I forgot our spot number.
All Nippon 5541, Fukuoka ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face west.
Okay, roger, pushback and engine start approved. We'll face west, all Nippon 5541. Let's get ground to start pushing. Oh, sorry about that. And we're going to face west. That probably means facing north on this one. Okay, go ahead and release parking brakes.
Cabin attendant, stand by at door. 業務連絡です。Cabin attendant, head to slide bar, head to slide bar.
Okay, turn APU bleeds on, turn anti-collision on, and we'll go ahead and start with engine 2. And N2 at 25, let's go ahead and add fuel to engine 2, please.
Start flight 47, taxi to ramp 17 via Echo 9 Alpha.
So set engine start on 1, please. Set parking brake.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now explain the safety features of this aircraft. So please have your full attention. Thank you.
Okay, add fuel to engine 1, please.
Welcome on board.
機内の安全についてご案内します。必ずご覧ください。
Please pay attention to the following safety instructions.
自分の機内に座席の上の物入れ、または前の座席の下に収納してください。天国が滑り出る
Fukuoka is also a really pretty airport. Got the domestic terminals over on this side, and then we'll swing around to the opposite side. We've got the international terminal over on the opposite side of the runway. Just position ourselves here.
Securely fastened whenever you are seated in case of sudden turbulence.
Okay, let's
場合は金具の片方を持ち上げてください。
To unfasten,
bumping
place
into the
the
mic
flap.
here. I do apologize.
電波を発する状態の
Alright, let's go ahead and switch generators over to engines. Let's turn air conditioner packs on and set ISO valve to auto. Turn APU bleed off and disable APU. Set flaps 5.
Smoking
Check
and use
elevator.
of all smoking devices is prohibited in the
They all
cabin,
on.
including in the aisle and lavatory.
Check rudder. And let's set the takeoff trim to 5.25.
If oxygen
Let's go ahead and
masks
turn
drop
the
down, pull a mask towards
FB
you.
off.
Place it over your nose and mouth and breathe normally.
ご自身のマスクなどは外し、酸素マスクを直接つけます。
Remove your own mask and then put the oxygen mask directly onto your face.
ゴム紐は頭にかけ長さを調整します。
Put the
I think
elastic
we're ready
band
to go.
over your head and adjust it by pulling the ends.
Fukuoka ground, all Nippon 5541, ready to
In an
taxi
emergency,
runway
brace
16
for
left.
impact.
非常口は飛行機の左右両側にあります。お近くの非常口をお確かめください。
Emergency exits are located on both sides of the aircraft. Check your nearest exits.
Okay, we'll taxi to runway 16 left via Kilo 6, Alpha 2, Echo 2.
Photography is prohibited during evacuation.
手荷物は一切持たないでください。
See if it takes that.
妨げやスライドを破損する恐れがあります。
Leave all baggage behind, as it may hinder evacuation or damage the slide.
ハイヒールは脱いでください。
Okay, we'll taxi to runway 16 left, hold at
Remove high
Kilo
heels
6,
and
Alpha
other
2,
items with
Echo
sharp
2.
points, as these may damage the slide.
両腕を前に伸ばし上体を起こして滑ります。
Put both arms out,
All
sit
Nippon
up straight, and
5541,
slide down.
taxi to runway 16 left via Kilo 6, Alpha
Assist
2,
other
Echo 2,
passengers
hold
after
short of
sliding
runway
down.
すぐに
16
飛行
left.
機から離れます。
Move away from the aircraft immediately.
Okay, Roger, we'll taxi to 16 left via Kilo 6, Alpha 2, Echo 2, and we'll hold short of runway 16 left, all Nippon 5541.
Slip the life vest over your head, fasten the buckles, and tighten the straps.
非常口または翼の上で前の引き手を強く引いて膨らませます。
Okay, sounds like you took it. Let's just double check our overhead configuration here. Everything looks good.
If you need
Let's
more
go ahead and
blow into the tubes.
release parking brake
ポケットの安全の使用をご覧ください。
Please look at the
and
safety
N1 up to
instructions
30,
on your
please.
seat pocket.
Taxi lights on.
お手伝いが必要な方はお近くください。
Runway turn off lights
ご
on.
質問がありましたら、客室乗務員にお尋ねください。
If you require assistance or have any questions, please contact a cabin attendant.
All Nippon 5541, taxi to runway 16 left via Kilo 6, Alpha 2, Echo 2, hold short of runway 16 left.
Okay, Roger, we'll taxi to 16 left via Kilo 6, Alpha 2, Echo 2, and hold short of 16 left, all Nippon 5541.
Alpha Wing 1233, taxi to ramp 22 via Echo 8, Alpha. Taxi to ramp 22 via Echo 8, Alpha, Alpha Wing 1233. All Nippon 5541, contact Fukuoka Tower 118.4.
Okay, Roger, we'll switch over to Fukuoka Tower on 118.4. Thanks a lot, all Nippon 5541. Fukuoka Tower, all Nippon 5541, with you at holding short of runway 16 left.
All Nippon 5541, number 2 for departure. Hold short of runway 16 left.
Okay, Roger, number 2 for departure, and we'll hold short of 16 left, all Nippon 5541.
All Nippon 5541, runway 16 left, line up and wait.
Okay, Roger, line up and wait, all Nippon 5541. Alright, check left side. Left side's cleared, and check right side. This thing is really glitchy. The Thrustmaster just has this problem. Alright, right side is cleared, and let's go ahead and enter runway 16 left.
5541, Fukuoka Tower, wind 350 degrees, 7 knots, runway 16 left, cleared for takeoff.
Okay, Roger, clear for takeoff 16 left, all Nippon 5541. So long.
Skymark 773, contact Fukuoka departure 127.9.
Okay, N1 40%, please. Alright, stabilized. Set takeoff thrust. Frame rate's at 30. Ooh. That's not good.
80 knots.
take weather on my side. Please monitor terrain.
Runway 16 left, cleared for takeoff. Runway 16 left, cleared for takeoff. Air Beach 285. All Nippon 5541, contact Fukuoka departure 127.9.
Okay, over to Fukuoka departure 127.9er. All Nippon 5541, so long. Fukuoka departure, All Nippon 5541, with you at 2,700 for 6,000.
All Nippon 5541, Fukuoka departure, identified. Climb to 10,000 feet.
Okay, roger, climb to 10,000 feet, All Nippon 5541. Flaps 1. Not sure if we're gonna make it up to 10,000. I will try. Okay, we're at flaps up speed. Flaps up, please. Okay. Let's do the after takeoff checklist. Air conditioning, pressure set to 2,000 feet. Let's turn engine start switches back to off. Okay, and let's see. Landing gears up, no lights. Flaps up, also no lights.
お座席にお着きの際には座席ベルトそのままお使いください。
エアビーチ285、パッシング1500フィート、クライミング26,000フィート。
As a precaution against the turbulence.
Air Beach 285, Fukuoka departure, identified. Climb flight level 190.
Let's go ahead and check our arrival real quick while we're waiting. So we will have ILS, that's a good thing. So let's go ahead and set up our nav radio now while we're at it. 109.30. Bit of a delay there. Let's load that into the active, and our runway will be 072. Set that on both sides.
Climb to 12,000 feet, QNH 1007.
See if that'll work. Okay, roger, we'll try to climb to flight level 120, and we have the QNH at 1007, All Nippon 5541, thank you. I don't think we're gonna make it, but let's try. Let's also do max climb. So we could do max rate. Coming up on 10,000 here. I'm not going to bother turning the landing lights or the runway turn off and taxi lights off here, since we're just going to have to come back down in a few seconds anyway. Just leave them as it is.
All Nippon 5541, report ready for descent.
That's a very good question. We're coming up on our descent profile now. Let's go ahead and just start. Okay, roger, we're ready for descent, All Nippon 5541.
All Nippon 5541, descend to 5,000 feet, QNH 1009, expect runway 07.
Okay, we'll descend to 5,000 and we'll expect runway 07, All Nippon 5541. And we do have the QNH at 1009er, thank you. Set speed brake to armed. Might need that for slowing down. Let's check our descent profile. Might make it. Take a quick look outside while we have some time.
Skymark 773, contact Fukuoka control 126.1.
FPS is about 44 at the moment. I'm not sure if that's because of the weather that we're going through right now.
541, contact Kumamoto approach 127.0.
Okay, over to Kumamoto approach on 127.0 on up on 5541. Thank you so much. Kumamoto approach, all Nippon 5541. We're with you right now at 9.645.
All Nippon 5541 Kumamoto approach. Information zero current. Good afternoon. QNH 1009er expect the ILS approach runway 07.
皆様にご案内いたします。
Okay, thank you for that, QNH 1009er, and we'll expect the ILS approach runway 07 all Nippon 5541.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be landing shortly, so would you please securely fasten your seatbelt and refrain from using the restroom. Thank you.
Yeah, it looked like 10,000 was probably our upper limit. There's just no way we were going to make it up to 12,000.
All Nippon 5541, clear direct Mismi. Cross Mismi at or above 3,400 feet. Cleared ILS approach runway 07.
Okay, roger. Clear direct Mismi, and we'll cross Mismi at or above 3,400, and we'll expect the ILS approach 07 on Nippon 5541. Thank you. Okay, looks like our descent profile looks good. We'll hit it spot on at Mismi at just above 3,400 feet. We'll have to do a little bit of speed management here. It'll be Mismi at 174 knots, Hinok at 157. Our landing flaps we did not set yet, so let's go and set that. We'll go with the 40 degrees flaps. Final landing speed will be 137 plus 5, so 142 knots. And that's what we're also showing on the flight computer. Alright, let's just take a quick look on our overhead while we're waiting. Everything else looks fine. Nothing that we need to set at the moment. Coming up on our 14 nautical mile range ring, and because Mismi's at 174, we probably want to start our deceleration at that decel point. Then start setting flaps as we approach Mismi. Frame rate's back up, that's good. Back at 52, 53. So the recording doesn't seem to be doing too much of a negative impact on our frame rate. I'm really happy to see that, because that way we can do all of our recordings off of one computer. We don't have to set up a second box. Alright. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit more here. Should be hitting our decel point now. Go ahead and deploy speed brakes just to help us out. the Kumamoto airport has actually a shared airbase with both the Japanese Air Self-Defense Force and also with the civilian side, so they do have some really interesting helicopters sitting there. I believe there's like a Chinook there. There was a couple other interesting aircraft that you'll see. We'll pass by them once we land on the ground, and we'll show you those. Okay, let's go ahead and set flaps 1. And also set our altitude target to 3,400. Okay, set flaps 2. Coming up on flaps 5 speed. Set flaps 5. Right about ready to set flaps 10. Let's go ahead and set speed brake back to armed. Set Vorlock, please. Okay, localizer is captured. And go ahead and let's enable arm approach mode.
All Nippon 5541, contact Kumamoto Tower 118.7, bye-bye.
Okay, over to Kumamoto Tower. Sorry.
Negative, tower on 118.7.
Okay, over to Kumamoto Tower on 118.7, all Nippon 5541, so long. Command B. Radio altimeter is 50, please. Kumamoto Tower, all Nippon 5541. We're established on the ILS 07.
それともう一度お確かめください。
オールニッポン5541熊本タワーウィンド210ディグリース5ノッツランウェイ07クリアーラードトゥーランド
Okay, roger, clear land runway 07. All Nippon 5541. Set flaps 15. And bug down. Ah, gear's not down. Silly mistake.
4,500.
Okay, set flaps 25. Speed 150. Set auto brake 3. Reduce speed to 146. Set landing flaps 40. And let's set our landing speed 142 knots. Alright, just a quick check on the wind here. We've got a tailwind 15 knots from behind us. Let's maintain and manage speed.
1000.
Okay, gonna take control.
$300. $200. Approaching minimums. 100. Sink rate. Minimums. 30.
Landing.
20. 10.
$60 knots.
All Nippon 5541, exit right at Tango 6.
Okay, Roger. We'll exit at Tango 6 on Nippon 5541. Looks like I can actually make Tango 5.
ベルト着用サインが消えるまでシートベルトをお締めになったままお待ちください。物入れを開けた時に手荷物が滑り出る恐れがありますのでお気をつけください。この先、電波を発する電子機器もご使用になれますが、携帯電話での通話は周りのお客様のご迷惑になりますので、
All Nippon 5541、コンタクトグラウンド121デシマル8。
ジェットエアウェイズ、スターアライアンスパートナーとのコードシェアリング
Okay, over to ground on 121.8 on Nippon 5541. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have an explicit message with your feedback.
Kumamoto ground on Nippon 5541. Requesting taxi to assigned gate.
Take care when opening overhead compartment.
オール日本5541タクシー
From now
232
on,
ビア
you
タンゴ
can
5
use electronic devices that emit radio waves.
Okay, taxi to stand 2 via Tango 5, Papa 4 on Nippon 5541.
Take your flight with ANA, Jet Airways, and our Star Alliance partner. We look forward to serving again. For your safety, please remain seated until the captain turns off the seatbelt sign. Thank you.
Since I wanted to show you those military aircraft, we're just gonna roll right past, disregard our instructions here. Let's go and turn the position light back to steady. Go down to the military side of the airport here. Turn the weather radar off on my side. Let's go and turn terrain off on yours. So there's the Chinook. That's a Apache also sitting there up front. A couple other aircraft sitting in the hangar. There, I think there's an Osprey sitting in one of the hangars, if I remember correctly. A little bit of a slope there. Looks like it's another Chinook over there. Nothing in that hangar. Ooh, I know we're gonna clip this guy. Let's see what that looks like. Oh yeah, wings inside the hangar there. Let's get out of that. I don't think there's anybody in there. Yep, that's an empty hangar. There's an Osprey. Be much contested. Let's see if there's anybody inside hangar 3 here. Oh, there is. Another Osprey. 2 of them. Alright. I don't think there's anybody inside hangar 4. Then let's get out of here before we get into trouble. Looks like there's a big solar panel farm out there. Probably helping power the airport. I don't think there's supposed to be this bump here. Probably an error in the scenery file. Okay, that concludes our little tour of the military side of the airport. In case you guys were ever wondering what goes on at the Kumamoto airport or what it looks like. Personally, I've never flown there yet in person, but I do get to see a lot of these inside Flight Simulator, and so it's very educational to know, which airports are shared and which ones are just commercial. Okay, after landing checklist here, speed brakes are back down, flaps retracted, no lights. Okay, coming up on spot 2. Like another one of those gates that has a 2 left, 2, and a 2 right. So we'll go with the middle. Runway turn off, lights off, taxi lights off. Let's go ahead and make our turn. Looks like our GSX integration wasn't working again. I'll try to fix that today. Seems kind of far, but that's a perfect landing. Okay, set parking brakes. Let's go ahead and request ground services. Set our wheel chocks. We'll request ground power. Alright, set ground power. kill both engines, and let's turn off our fuel pumps. Turn off
乗務連絡
anti-collision.
です。乗務員はドアモードをマニュアルに変更してください。
皆様お待たせいたしました。前方のドアよりどうぞご注意お降りください。お忘れ物なさいませんよう身の回りの品をよくお確かめください。今日のご搭乗誠にありがとうございました。
There's a bug with the graphics on the advertising graphics on the jetways here. You see the pink checkerboards? It means that there's a texture that's missing for them. Typically for the Japanese airports, we see like the SMBC or Mizuho Ginko or Sagawa, like at like what we've seen at Itami and also at Haneda. But it looks like we're missing graphics here. We'll have to fix that at some point. Alright, so looks like we've landed here. Oh yeah, this is definitely not right. Look at that. It's missing like a middle extension. I think that our parking spot is probably not defined correctly because this is way too far off. That's gotta be a mistake. Would love to see where the passengers are actually going to go with this. They're probably just going to fall right off.
Passengers to boarding starting.
Let's watch this. I'm very curious now. What's going to happen to our passengers? Are they just going to fall off, or they're just going to walk off to infinity? Or they're going to walk on air? In the meantime, I'm just going to shut everything else off. Let's set IRS off, yaw damper off, cabin util off, emergency exit lights off. Watch. There's our first man here. What does he do? Oh, and he's walking on air. Look at that. That's amazing. Reminds me of Indy Jones. The Last Crusade. Alright, enough of that. Let's go ahead and finish shutting down. Hydraulic pumps off, probe heat off, window heat off, set packs back to off, and our ISO valve to open. Lights off. And I think everything else looks good. Alright, let's go ahead and cut ground power and turn off the battery. Should be nice and cold and dark in here now. Ready for the next flight. Alright, well hopefully you guys had a good one here. Just a quick short hop today, but it was more so for testing out the audio than the flight simulator itself. I'm sure at this point you're probably getting pretty bored of this standard flight like operations that I've been doing. It's all in preparation for trying to get ready for launching a official channel. So these are all just tests to make sure that we have everything ready. And once that gets launched, hopefully you guys will stick around and come join on that channel and check us out there. We'll be doing fly-alongs, we'll be doing product reviews, flight sim gear reviews, as well as different aircraft and livery scenery reviews. And hopefully, if everything works out, we'll try to see if we can get some sponsorship on there and make it into a real channel. But until then, it's just a day-by-day thing where we're trying to configure everything and get the channel ready. Okay, well, hopefully you guys have a very good weekend, and we'll catch up with you again in the next one. Thank you so much for sticking around till the end here, and look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye.